and I'm gonna get a lot of too. But honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over.
You know, he coming behind his jab, he throwing straight punches, he going to the body, going in up and down. He just got to tighten up a little bit on his defense, but other than that, man,
The pound-for-pound #1 spot is never guaranteed in a sport fueled by arguments and passion. Fans and media constantly clash over who deserves that throne. But one of boxing's most feared men just made a bold statement. David Benavidez, the Mexican monster, has spoken up about Terence "Bud" Crawford. And it wasn't a call-out, it was respect. At 168 pounds, Crawford didn't just beat Canelo Alvarez, he broke him. The smaller man who moved up in weight completely dominated the one who once looked untouchable.
Is he on the Mount Rushmore of boxers?
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great, but he definitely one of the greatest of all time.
Benavidez knows what it takes to win at the highest level. He's been a champion multiple times and has never tasted defeat. His words about Terence Crawford were more than just compliments or empty praise. In a sport built on ego and callouts, Benavidez, who believes he's the best alive, did the unthinkable. He didn't challenge Crawford, he honored him. He called him the Mount Rushmore of boxing. To Benavidez, Crawford isn't just great, he's a history maker, a fighter whose legacy will echo far beyond this generation.
Crawford, because, you know, he did something that I didn't think he was going to do. You know what I mean? He went and he beat Canelo. You know, that's 3 weight classes going up. You know what I mean? And he made it look pretty easy. So you have to give it to Crawford.
Coming from one of your most dangerous rivals, that kind of respect leaves everyone silent. After watching Crawford move up in weight and conquer every division, Benavidez nodded with approval. But what he said next revealed how deeply he admired Crawford's drive. When asked what impressed him most, it wasn't Crawford's speed, footwork, or switch hitting. It was something you can't teach. Benavidez said Crawford's heart is what truly stood out. He was stunned by how Crawford stood toe-to-toe with a bigger puncher like Canelo in the late rounds, even while clearly ahead on the cards.
What impressed me the most was Crawford's ability to stay focused in the fight, and not only just to stay focused and box, but he also got rugged in there. You know what I mean? He started brawling with him towards the late rounds. You know what I mean? That's something I appreciate in a fighter. You know what I mean? He was already up. He could have chose to just box, but he went in there and he tried to brawl with him in the last round. So that's really what impressed me. His heart more than anything impressed me.
Crawford wasn't just fighting to win. He wanted dominance. That's the dog in him. The killer instinct that refuses to settle for just a victory.
Good fight, you know, it's a good fight for both of them. Good fight for, I think it's more important for Crawford than anybody, you know, but I think if anybody could beat Canelo, I think Crawford could.
Yeah, I know you said, like, he could be the guy. What kind of a chance do you ultimately give him?
I think you give him like a 7 out of a 10.
Oh, wow, that high. I thought you were going to say like 25.
Well, I mean, no, Crawford is good. Crawford is good, and I think he's been known that he's going to fight Canelo for a long time. And you know, Crawford, he likes to pick up the weights. So I'm sure he's been working on the weights for a long time. So you know, Crawford, when he has with a person that has a big IQ like that, if you do enough weights, you know, and you stay working for a long time, you know, you have a punch of.
Benavidez believes that's the secret weapon. It's why Crawford won't lose easily. His skills are elite, but his mentality is scarier. Benavidez thinks Canelo Alvarez has lost that hunger, the mindset that once made him dangerous.
And I'm gonna get a lot of too, but honestly, there could be the way where you put Crawford over Mayweather. Because of going up, you didn't see Mayweather go up from 147 to 168. That's crazy, bro. And honestly, I thought Crawford was gonna have more of a hard time because he had a hard time with Madronov. So imagine going up to it. I mean, that's crazy. I mean, but I don't want to take nothing away from Mayweather. Mayweather's the greatest of all time. But I think that was a really big risk that Crawford took, and then he ended up winning. You know what I mean? So you have to give credit to that too. I mean, that's a big risk. That'd be like me going up and fighting Usyk right now, heavyweight.
I know that's been kind of hinted.
I'm not thinking of that right now. I'm not thinking of that right now. No, but that's kind of like how that'd be. You know what I mean? So you have to, bro. That's a lot of. He has a lot of balls to do that, and not only to go do that to show the world that he's really like that.
Crawford's praise, however, was a double-edged sword. Benavidez used it as a way to fire shots at Canelo Alvarez. After Crawford proved himself as the best alive, he crushed the myth of the man fans once worshipped. Benavidez explained what he believed was Canelo's biggest downfall. The loss wasn't about power or talent. It was about ego. Canelo's pride became his weakness. Benavidez didn't hold back, claiming Canelo disrespected both his opponent and the sport. He said Canelo didn't take the fight seriously, arrogantly thinking, "I'll just walk through Crawford, land a clean shot, and it's over." But that attitude was his downfall.
I'm not happy that he lost. I kind of feel like that could have been me. That was my moment. You know what I mean? If I would have gone in there, I know I would have beat him. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be a hater, but that's kind of how I feel. But you know what I mean? I give all the flowers to Crawford. You know what I mean?
That should have been me in there. That should have been my.
If I would have got that fight, I would have been me. I would have been the one getting my hand raised. But like I said, it didn't happen, and that's why it didn't happen, because Canelo knows that would have happened.
Being that disrespectful is never okay in this sport, Benavidez made that crystal clear. He ended with a chilling warning that every warrior should remember. Your ego can be the very thing that destroys you. And in Canelo's case, the same pride that built his empire was what ultimately tore it down.
I think Crawford took it way more serious than Canelo, which is kind of weird because, you know, the amount of money that Canelo was making. And I know all these people say, oh yeah, you know, talking shit about Canelo. I'm not talking shit about him. He just didn't look like he really prepared 100%. He's throwing 10 punches around, or I think it was his ego is that big that he thought that, oh, I'm just gonna walk through him, catch him with a good shot, and it's gonna be done. As you can see, Crawford is a different type of fighter. Not only has he had the boxing IQ, he has that dog in him. He was in there, he was brawling with Canelo like in the 8th, 9th, getting the best out of him. Boxing, he's epitome of a great boxer. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in that fight, you know what I mean? If you really want to make something come true and you really believe it, you can make it come true. And then the other lesson is, don't let your ego get the best out of you, and don't think that you don't have to prepare because you're a bigger fighter, you know what I mean? That shit will bite you in the...
Now that Canelo no longer wears the crown, all eyes turn to the next true super fight, the clash between two killers. Terence Crawford stepping in against the most feared pressure fighter in boxing, David Benavidez, the pride of Mexico. It felt like destiny, a passing of the torch. The new king against the uncrowned one. A battle for the soul of the 168-pound division. Hype exploded instantly. But when Benavidez was finally asked about it, the world was stunned by his response. He didn't just reject the fight, he dismissed it completely. He said he had no interest in facing Terence Crawford. His reason shocked everyone. "I'm done with 168, he said. That's his division. He even refused the massive payday a Canelo rematch could bring, proving it wasn't about money at all.
Could you still make 168? Is that a possibility?
Honestly, bro, my plan is after this fight, I want to go down to 154. Nah, bro. I'm done with cruiserweight. You know, I want to take this opportunity though. Yes, I say cruiserweight. I want to take this opportunity to, you know, congratulate Crawford. You know, he put a hell of a performance. He's up there in the Mount Rushmore of the greatest fighters of all time. And, you know, let Crawford do his thing, bro. You know, at the end of the day, I have no interest in fighting Crawford. I have no interest in going down to 168. I mean, yeah, it's nice that it would be dope winning all titles, but I'm way past that at 168. You know, the only reason I wouldn't even go down to 168 for Canelo. And I'm just being real with you, you know, and let Crawford do his thing. Let him have his, let him, I want to give his flowers, man, because he's a great fighter, man. When there's no other fighters coming up from 147 to beat a type of fighter like Canelo at 168, you know, when Crawford, you know, he's one of the greatest of all time. So, you know, I have no interest in going down to 168. I'm not saying that I'm scared of Crawford or whatever, you know, but Crawford's a man at 168. That's his weight class. I'm done with
In a cold, almost emotionless statement, Benavidez shut down what could have been the biggest fight in boxing. His only words echoed through the world: "Let Terence Crawford live." That's his weight class. With that, he turned his back on the division, leaving fans speechless and crowning Crawford the undisputed king of 168.
Canelo fight look with Benavidez. Who you favor?
I still got it at 50-50. Benavidez good, but Canelo is, you know what I mean, great. We just gotta see the fight, man. We all want to see the fight.
Do you think he gets him to the body? Because Google was landing a lot of body shots.
I don't know. That's why I said we gotta watch the fight. You know what I mean? It's a different style, different type of fighter. You got two strong fighters going head to head.
Is Canelo the only 68 you fight, or would you consider a Benavidez?
Yeah, Canelo the only one.
But why would the #1 fighter at his weight walk away? Why leave behind a division full of stars and huge paydays? This is the part of the story most people miss. At 168 pounds, Benavidez carries a dark past. He became the first fighter ever to win a world title twice, and lose both outside the ring. His first reign ended after testing positive for cocaine. When he came back and reclaimed the belt, he lost it again, this time for missing weight. That history haunts him. The weight cut has always been brutal. The Mexican monster is ready for new prey. He's left his old throne behind, now chasing legacy at 175 pounds and beyond, even eyeing cruiserweight. He wants smoke with the light heavyweight beasts, Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol, even Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez.
For the opportunity to fight, we've been in talks fighting Zurdo Ramirez for his belts at cruiserweight. So we're already in talks of that, and then that's definitely a fight that has to happen because I used to spar him when I was 18 years old. All the way, I sparred him a lot, so I know that's a pay-per-view fight. So it was a pay-per-view sparring session, so the fight is going to be, way better. But yeah, definitely, that's in my sights. I definitely want to go up to cruiserweight. I want to be a reigning defending champion at light heavyweight, and then make my way up to cruiserweight. But
he's willingly giving Crawford the 168-pound crown, showing not fear, but respect. He simply doesn't want to go to war with a man he clearly admires.
I put 5, that's right.
That's cheating.
I love it.
That is cheating.
That's a heel turn. You the boss.
That
I love
is
it.
heel.
That's a heel turn.
I love it. You do that 5,
Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Wow.
Roy at his peak, just remember this. If Roy would have retired after the Ruiz fight, he would have replaced Sugar Ray Robinson as the greatest fighter of all time.
I agree.
Right?
I
but
agree.
he didn't, and the rest of that stuff is in there, right? So I get it. But Roy at his peak, I think, had a higher peak than anyone on this list.
I agree.
Okay, Manny Pacquiao, we've all said it a million times. I think he is, outside of Sugar Ray Robinson, I have Manny Pacquiao's second greatest pound-for-pound fighter ever. Floyd Mayweather never lost. And did he cherry-pick when and where? Yes. But guys, from 130, 135, he cleaned out 135. He beat the best guy at 130, beat the best guy at 135. Yes, did he pick and choose at 140, 47, and 54? Yeah, but he won all those fights.
That's right.
And he beat a lot of good fighters. And more than that, put Floyd at his best with anyone through history. You do not know who wins.
And that leaves boxing with one burning question. Has ego cost Benavidez the chance to cement his greatness? Or is he avoiding the very fighter he just carved onto his own Mount Rushmore? Today's story ends here. Make sure to hit that bell icon, drop a like, and leave your thoughts below, because this rivalry just flipped the boxing world upside down. See you in the next one.